business news, and Rachel's here.
Thank you. We're starting with NatWest because around 1,000 NatWest branches opened early this morning to try and help customers who are still unable to access their accounts because of technical problems. Now, these issues began on Wednesday, and despite working overnight, some customer accounts still aren't updating. NatWest has 7.5 million personal banking customers. It's not clear how many are having problems, but some RBS and Ulster Bank customers have also been affected. Now, NatWest have apologised and says customers will not be left out of pocket, but we've been getting loads of comments on this on Twitter. You should be able to see there various people saying, oh, very well, NatWest saying it's a glitch in their system, but people who can't eat today, will they be compensated? We've heard stories of people having problems moving house because the funds aren't in their bank, and people saying they're trying to pay their children's rent at university and that money isn't being transferred. Landlords not happy. People saying they're already being hit by late payment charges after buying a tank of petrol, thinking that they'd just been paid. So we'll keep you updated on all that, and any update we get from NatWest to say hopefully that the situation has been resolved, we'll bring it to you as soon as we hear it. Now, the credit ratings agency Moody's has downgraded 15 global banks and financial institutions. The UK banks downgraded were Royal Bank of Scotland, Barclays and HSBC. Lloyds also had its rating cut by Moody's in a separate announcement. In the US, Bank of America and Citigroup were marked down. The downgrades could make it harder or more expensive for the banks to borrow money. But let's take a quick look at how UK banking stocks are reacting to that news this morning. Now, these four banks, they were all downgraded, currently trading just down fractionally. Barclays flat, HSBC down a fraction of a percent, Lloyds is up, RBS down almost 1%. I suspect that's possibly more to do with those NatWest online issues. But why has there not been more of an impact from that downgrade announcement? Well, let's ask a man who should know. Chris Skinner is a banking analyst. Chris, why is there not more movement on the markets?
Well, to a large extent, Moody's is just raising a flag of caution over the exposure of the banks to the Eurozone debt crisis and a lack of growth prospects in the long term. In particular, Barclays, RBS and HSBC were downgraded, Barclays by 2 notches, and that's a reflection of this caution. But unless Standard & Poor's and Fitch, the other rating agencies, join in, then really it's just saying it's not something that we didn't expect, it's not something unusual, it's just raising a flag of caution.
Is this going to have any impact on the day-to-day running of these banks?
Well, it will make it more difficult to access the borrowing and funding markets that the banks rely on to keep themselves afloat in terms of honouring credit. So it may increase borrowing costs for mortgages and for credit cards and loans in the near term, but only, as I say, if the other rating agencies join in.
Chris, how relevant are these ratings agencies? There's very much a sense here of stable doors and bolted horses.
Well, they got a lot of flack in the credit crisis in 2008 for not warning enough about the issues that were going to arise in the financial markets. And now they're much more cautious as a result. But if you look at what they were saying before the crisis, they said a lot of the stocks out there were junk, and they're the ones that defaulted. The ones they said were A-rated, which our UK banks are all A-rated, are good stocks, and they've remained good stocks to invest in. Some of them, not the bank stocks, but generally A-rated stocks are trustworthy stocks.
Okay, Chris Skinner from the Financial Services Club, thank you very much for your time this morning. That's it from business. I'll be back with more throughout the morning.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.